If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a noise? Yes, obviously. Does this question annoy you? It seems to me rather pointless. Sound is simply vibrations traveling through the air. Whether someone experiences those vibrations does not prevent them from existing. Yet, for us humans, anything unperceived is unimportant and inconsequential. Each person experiences a slightly different reality. When I wake up and drink a cup of coffee while listening to the birds, those birds are part of my reality. They exist. From the perspective of an elderly woman in Korea preparing to go to sleep at that exact same moment, the birds do not exist. She has no perception of them. Whether they exist or not has no impact on her reality. Here we find ourselves presented with three differing realities. Mine, where the birds exist, the elderly woman's, where they do not, and the material physical reality where the objects made up of matter that is the birds, of course, exist. Herein lies a problem. If we roll back the clock to our species' earliest days, we can see this problem more clearly without the complexities of modern life. Thrak sees a bush with some very juicy and tasty looking berries. Grug sees the same berries, and that Thrak looks ready to pluck and eat them. Grug has seen these berries before and remembers that the last person who ate them died. In Grug's reality, these berries are dangerous, a threat. In Thrak's, they are a tasty source of energy. Grug needs to transfer some of his reality to Thrak, or Thrak will eat the berries and die. Grug smacks the berries away from Thrak while making several sounds and gestures. Thrak understands that these gestures mean the berries are dangerous. He will avoid them in the future. Why? Think about it. Thrak has never personally seen the berries hurt anyone. He trusts Grug, and Grug has seen the berries hurt someone. So to transfer some of one person's reality to another, you need trust and a way to communicate the details. Over time, we have gotten better and better at both communicating details and supporting trust. First, we had gestures, then developed more intricate languages. For a very long time, we were limited to eyewitness accounts using language and artistic depictions to transfer bits of personal reality from person to person. The photograph changed everything. Rather than trusting a person and their ability to recount details, we moved trust to the accuracy of a process. Such and such chemicals, when exposed to light, accurately depicts a slice of time viewed from a specific point of view. String a lot of photos one after another and rapidly switch to the next one, and you have a video, which can reproduce a short period of time from a specific point of view. The process is not a perfect copy of human experience. Take a photo and look at the area you photographed and then the photo. You will see slight differences in color, lighting, and with video, the audio will differ due to acoustics. A greater context is also lost due to the field of view being limited, and your emotional state is not being impacted by being physically present, while taste and touch is entirely lost. Yet, in nearly all cases, we collectively trust the camera to be a more accurate depiction of reality than eyewitness accounts. For good reason. People are messy, and memories are low fidelity, while shifting and warping over time, further worsening under emotional stressors. Photographs allow anyone a near-perfect glimpse to locations and times they could never reach. Because of this, at large, our individual realities have progressively converged. This may seem odd to say in modern times. Today you can have two groups of people watch the same video and come away with opposing beliefs. Yet, they still physically saw the same material. 500 years ago, two people on different continents would have seen the world in completely different ways, not only in opinion, but in the information and media available. Today, the spread of cameras into every pocket and the rapid proliferation of information over the internet means a single human being can perceive events all over the planet. Our individual realities have expanded. We are able to see an image and accept that the reality the image depicts is real. We may believe context is missing, but we don't deny the accuracy of the photo. It is rather incredible. We can trust a slice of a complete stranger's reality thanks to this technology, and yet, we take this blessing for granted. Think through all the places and events you accept to have occurred or exist, and how you are certain you know what they looked like, while never experiencing them yourself. Those are all parts of your reality, your personal reality, that were injected by photos. Governments and powerful organizations for a long time could control what made its way to the wider population. News channels, radio stations, and newspapers all have editors who can pick and choose what makes its way to the public. This is too vulgar. This is too graphic. This is indecent. This is unpatriotic. This is unflattering to the powerful. Governments can apply pressure or directly put in place content bans, further restricting what made its way to the public. The ability to distribute media was a bottleneck, making it feasible to control. The citizen of one nation may have access to completely different information than a citizen of another. Two realities built on no common ground. The internet and digital camera have made curated realities a more complicated task. Nearly immediately after a notable event happens, the internet is flooded with photos and videos of the event from angle after angle. It becomes exceedingly difficult to control what can and cannot be seen. Rather than control our shared reality through what we see, different parties compete to control the context we apply. This battle over context is damaging without a doubt, but underlying it is a rare privilege. We all experience the same foundational slices of other personal realities. We inject a small piece of another's life into our individual reality and only edit how we view this slice according to the context we subscribe to. Previous generations had differing context being applied to completely different personal realities. This change has severely curtailed how far the public can be pulled from material reality. A lie must be close enough to the truth that a context can be applied that can bend a person's individual reality to fit the lie. Try to bend them too far, and the manufactured context will clash with the injected reality and risk being rejected. Before the mass proliferation of cameras, events that had no video or photographic record could be shaped by the prevailing narrative put forward by media and governments. If the events were inconvenient, simply lie. This was the weakness of eyewitness accounts. The trust required simply cannot exist at that scale, unlike photographs. Our ability to trust photographs, unfortunately, is waning. The editing of photographs is almost as old as the camera itself. Yet, our trust was largely not damaged. This can likely be attributed to two factors. Editing photographs is difficult and time-consuming, especially to do so well enough to not be noticed. Secondly, software and techniques to identify editing have always been able to maintain parity with editing techniques. This has enabled us to maintain our trust in photos and subsequently protected their ability to support transferring reality from one person to another, regardless of association. This, of course, is seemingly coming to an end. The ability of artificial intelligence to entirely replicate images is rapidly developing, and if it does not encounter a sudden wall in development, or a reliable way to detect their product, we will likely see a time where photos can no longer be trusted. If this trust is destroyed, the ability to use them to transfer from one personal reality to another will evaporate. Photos will become as reliable as eyewitness accounts, and we will fall back to the world where reality is defined by who you decide to trust. The short-lived ability of the public to see through the lies of powerful groups and governments will quietly end.